Hello everyone. Welcome to Digital Innovation, Unit number 1. I'll quickly go through all the topics in a very simple way so that you can just watch this video for 5 minutes. You get the overall idea of everything, and then after that you can go in depth and read everything on your own. Right? I put a lot of examples and a lot of videos so that you can get better ideas of what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go to the first one. Let's go to the first one. So first of all, we have technology and innovation. So let's make it very clear that innovation and technology is not always the same thing. When we're talking about technology, we're trying to say that, there's a technological tool, but the innovation is when we use that technology into some newer application. Let's think of that as, for example, Uber. GPS was not a new technology, yet the innovation came when this GPS was used for other function. So that's how it works. Okay, so the importance of technological innovation pretty much is the competitive success. As you can see below on the screen, we have a lot of companies there, and these companies pretty much are the leaders when it comes to innovation. Secondly, we have to talk about technology. We also have to talk about externalities. So what are externalities? Externalities are all those um, positive and negative things that technology may bring. So in this case, we can think that, for example, the use of 5G. 5G positive thing is a very fast network. It works very well. But on the other hand, we have the negative externalities such as the damage of the environment, and some of the radio frequencies are interfering with some other signals. So those are good things, the bad things. So every technology has it. We have a very good video of, for example, the innovation, the technology of deepfakes, which has caused a lot of problems for many famous people, and we have to think of the implications of that. Anyways, check out that video. It's very good for you. Okay, so those are the externalities. Now let's talk about the innovation funnel. So what's the innovation funnel? For this one, is a very simple thing. It means when companies decide that they're going to when they decide that they're going to implement some innovation, they don't just have like one idea. That's not possible. So what they do is they have tons of idea. They filter them. How do they filter them? By saying what are the positive things, negative things, the profit, how much it's cost to be produced, how long it takes to be produced, and based on all those things, then the funnel of ideas starts to get smaller and smaller, smaller until we have one. Right? So here, for example, this is the pharmaceutical industry. We have a video there. It takes 14 years to 20 years to develop a new product, precisely because they have to go to all that filtering of the materials, the benefits, the cost, and everything that is involved in there. Okay, very good. So let's go back. Okay. When we're thinking of all these innovations, we have to think whether the company is using uh, individual organizational creativity. When we're talking about this innovation, we have that individuals can have a lot of ideas, but what's the point of having individuals having ideas if the company is not fostering that? So there must be programs that allow the company to show your ideas, to share them, and to praise employees for those ideas. The same as we call that organizational creativity. Also, when we have groups that are fostered to create new things, innovative ideas. And this is the example of, for example, 3M. 3M has a lot of fosters a lot of innovation. You can see it in the video that we have in there. So there we have what is better, individual or organizational. Well, we use both of them equally, and also depends on the structure of the company and how they want to process this. Let's go back to the next topic. So we go to the sources of innovation. So pretty much here we have different types of sources of innovations nowadays. So firstly, we have in the private sector, we have companies that are investing a lot of money in developing their innovations, triggering their new technologies. Of course, they spend a lot of money, and of course, they want these technologies to be kept as secret as possible, because that's going to be part of their competitive advantage. On the other hand, we have innovation from the users. Also, we have some companies that they observe how the consumers use a certain products, and based on the performance, some of the users propose things and say like, oh, I had a lot of problems with this my phone because I couldn't answer in this way. So the consumers are the ones innovating, and somehow they launch ideas, and of course companies listen to them, and the point is having a better innovation or a better product. We also have universities that they are in charge of researching new ideas, new technologies, new implementations of technology, testing them. We also have the government-funded research. These are in the form of grants. Government decides to open funds from their own government, and usually it's for countries to keep updated, to have higher innovation. It's the case of Korea. In Korea, the Korean government spends a lot of money in innovation and in technology through funds. And of course, we can see that the innovation and technology in Korea has increased over the past few years exponentially. And then of course we have the private non-profit, which is associations or associations that invest into technology, and they also share their knowledge for certain reasons. So there we have pretty much the sources of innovation. You can look at them in depth. Remember, you can always click and check what is the innovation by users. You can go back and then of course go back home. Remember, try to click all the time. Don't go up and down, otherwise the order of the slides are gone. Okay, anyways, now we have and then finally we're going to talk about innovation in collaborative networks. So here pretty much is, let's talk about Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is a technology cluster. Why? It's an area where many tech companies are settled, and the thing is that they share ideas, they share personnel, they share a lot of information, they share a lot of the suppliers, and throughout of all this sharing, these clusters is how they keep on improving and growing. So we can say that they grow. These clusters, well, especially this cluster has increased in size exponentially also over the past 15 years. And then well, when we're talking about these technology clusters, like I said, the companies have a lot of knowledge, and this knowledge must be it is complex or it is tacit. Well, when we're talking about complex, we're talking about that there's many areas, there's many functions, there's many people, so we cannot say that knowledge is in one single place. There's many areas of the company that are connected, and let's say, for example, for you to put up a new phone, then this is a complex knowledge because it requires many areas, many knowledge, a lot of knowledge from different people and different departments, and everything has to be put together. And then of course then we have the tacit knowledge, which happens in majority of the companies, which is we have knowledge, people know a lot of things, but it's never written, it's never really coded, it's never stored, and it's lost over time, because once the employee is gone, then that knowledge is gone, right? Very good. And then with that, we're going to close with the final thought with the technological spillovers. So when we have companies that have a lot of knowledge, they share that knowledge with their suppliers or with other industries as well, and that is what we have. When we look at, for example, Samsung is a case of this, where they have expanded their knowledge not only into phone technology, car technology, biomedical, medical, etc., etc. So there's many industries. So that is a technological spillover. Very good. So, well, I spent more time than I thought, but I think that's all for this micro lecture. Of course, I want you to read all the slides, go through them, browse and look at the videos that I embedded in there, and you should be fine. Remember, if you have any questions, just go through the forum of the Q&A on the top of your eCampus, and then I can answer any questions or if something is not very clear. Okay, thank you so much. Stay safe.